And Islamic groups are ramping up accusations of Islamophobia against the Western world in the wake of the mosque shootings in New Zealand. One America's Kistian Rouz explains.
Islamic groups around the world are ramping up claims of what they call rising Islamophobia in the West. In a recent statement, the Council on American Islamic Relations, or CARE, attacked President Trump in the wake of the deadly shooting of 2 mosques in Christchurch, New Zealand. CARE claimed white supremacy makes Muslims innocent victims of violence.
During your presidency and during your election campaign, Islamophobia took a sharp rise, and attacks on innocent Muslims, innocent immigrants, and mosques have skyrocketed.
This despite President Trump expressing his condolences to all the victims in the aftermath of the attack. Meanwhile, multiple reports are exposing the hypocrisy of CARE and other Islamic groups across the globe. At a press conference this past weekend, Australian Senator Fraser Anning claimed Islamic mass migration has contributed to crime and social tensions, which inevitably cause clashes, such as the Christchurch shooting.
What I said was that a terribly unfortunate thing, a tragedy, but it's going to be eventually accepted or expected that these sort of things happen.
According to a report from the Centre for Immigration Studies, almost every type of immigration has been abused by radical Islamists over the past 3 decades. Further, some experts fear Islamic radicals are seeking to infiltrate Western countries to wage a so-called holy war on who they see as infidels. And followers of radical Islam have been involved with organized crime across the EU, grooming gangs in the UK, and alleged sleeper cells in the US.
There are some terrible people in the world. We need to work with our partners, of which New Zealand is one of them, to try and figure a way to find them, expose them, and bring them to justice.
A vast majority of Western leaders and political movements have condemned the Christchurch attack. But in the past, radical Islamic groups have been reported as celebrating terror attacks against the West. Hardline extremists reportedly celebrated in the wake of 9/11, as well as after the Bataclan massacre in Paris and the Islamic terror attack on the magazine Charlie Hebdo.
We are here to appreciate and give tribute to the Paris attackers. They did the job for all the Muslim communities. They did our work for us. Blasphemers against the Prophet are the enemies of all Muslims.
Security experts say it's hardly surprising that such radical views, coupled with ongoing Islamic mass migration, can provoke a radical reaction in the West.
He sees himself as trying to defend against mass migration, and that's what he tries to make a case for in terms of trying to argue that that's why he's undertaking this operation. He visited Europe. That became sort of a triggering point.
The Trump administration has offered help and assistance to New Zealand in the wake of the Christchurch attack. However, Islamic extremism on the one hand and accusations of Islamophobia on the other could potentially be seen as a lasting challenge for Western civilization in the years to come. Kistian Rouz, One American News.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.